This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flow's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, May the 10th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, hearing of the unfair dismissal case brought against the state-run National Conservation Commission by the Barbados Workers Union opened before the Employment Rights Tribunal yesterday afternoon with a call for the employees to be reinstated. Retired BWU General Secretary Sir Roy Trotman was emphatic in his plea for the workers to be rehired as they testified before the tribunal. Under cross-examination by legal counsel for the NCC, Mitch Codrington, Sir Roy insisted that the severed workers should get back their jobs. The NCC and its chairman in particular should apologize for barring him from a board meeting to discuss the list of persons who were to be laid off, and for breaching government's established first-in, last-out policy. NCC General Manager Keith Neblett is expected to give evidence when the tribunal hearing resumes today at 2 p.m. at the Warren's Office complex. The European Union has announced plans to scrap future national grants to Barbados and other CARICOM states. Head of the European office here in Barbados, Michael Barford, told a Europe Day 2016 commemorative ceremony here yesterday that aid will now focus on revitalizing the regional integration movement.
One of the catalysts for regional trade would be the revitalization of regional integration. And here we have work to do to secure free movement of goods, services, and trade in a single market within CARICOM. And we know about a single market in Europe. In the future, the partnership will be further defined by a more regional agenda, as national grants will gradually be replaced by regional integration support. Also, substantial aid to overseas countries and territories of France, the UK, and the Netherlands, and a huge EU aid to its outermost French regions in the Caribbean has positive potential for the entire region.
Barford also urged the Freundel Stuart Administration to join with the Europeans in fighting human rights issues.
There are also new challenges as it relates to respect for human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. These values are also crucial for a sustainable development model. In recent years, Caribbean countries have been confronted with trans-regional security threats related to terrorism, organized crime, all forms of human trafficking, increasing violent crime, as well as trafficking in illegal drugs and weapons. These risks are, in my opinion, heightened by persistent or growing inequality and high levels of unemployment, particularly amongst young people. Building resilience of the most vulnerable people is still a challenge. Also, in many Caribbean countries, gender inequalities still persist, and violence against women and girls continues to undermine efforts to reach development goals, as does many other human rights issues.
The financial services sector here and in the Caribbean faces the possibility of a major shock that could have catastrophic consequences on regional economies. Prime Minister Freundel Stuart revealed yesterday that there were reports that the European Commission was considering blacklisting Barbados again as an uncooperative tax jurisdiction. In making the disclosure during a Europe Day 2016 commemorative ceremony at the Hastings Christchurch headquarters of the European Union delegation to Barbados and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, Stuart said if Europe proceeds with blacklisting the island, it could cause irreparable harm to the economy.
I trust that this will not materialize and that the European Union has by now recognized that the financial services sector is a vital element of the economies of a number of Caribbean countries, touching their very existence. Harm to that sector unleashes a sequel of negative economic and social impact on our development efforts, which cannot easily be repaired, and which undermine legitimate initiatives at alternative options for development to replace those of old.
In sports now, England women will tour West Indies for an ODI series against the hosts in October. All 5 matches will be played in Jamaica, with the final 3 at Sabina Park in Kingston, contributing to the ICC Women's Championship. Now, the first 2 matches will be hosted by the Trelawney Stadium in Montego Bay, which has barely been used since it was built for the 2007 World Cup.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
We're back with news about the region now. Trinidad and Tobago and Ghana have signed a memorandum of understanding for general cooperation between the 2 nations. TNT's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, on the first day of an official visit to Ghana, also concluded an MOU on joint identification and development of commercially viable natural gas projects with 2 natural gas companies. In more regional news, the National Commercial Bank of Jamaica has suffered a 3rd straight defeat in its dispute with an employee. The Court of Appeal has upheld the decision handed down by the Supreme Court, and before that, the Industrial Disputes Tribunal, that bank manager Peter Jennings should be paid for unfair dismissal. In its 79-page written document, the Court of Appeal found that the bank had erred when it dismissed Jennings, who served the organization for 33 years. And on the international scene, hardline anti-crime candidate Rodrigo Digong Duterte has claimed victory in the Philippine presidential election. More in this BBC report.
Weary of a democracy that's given them little, many Filipinos are seeking a new savior. He comes in the form of a 71-year-old mayor, Rodrigo Duterte. At times, shockingly blunt-spoken, his earthy humour has struck a chord. But it is his promise to do what he's done in his hometown, to wipe out crime that they really love.
Either you kill me or I will kill you, idiot.
This is the city Duterte cleaned up. He's been mayor of Davao for 22 years. When he started, it was known as the murder capital of the Philippines. Today, crime has fallen dramatically. The mayor is also credited with running an efficient administration.
So what have we got here?
Emmanuel Haldon shows me an impressively modern emergency coordination centre.
This is another specialized...
Davao, it seems, is ready for almost any disaster.
Any suspicious...
And with that, we end our Barbados Today morning news update. However, you can join us again this afternoon for more. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in-bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.